From atop of the mountain in Gatlinburg, Tennessee, the All-American Games of 2021 set to kick off here at Gatlinburg Pittman High School's field, part of the Dan W. Bradshaw Fieldhouse, and Hammond Stadium, Legion Field. All the names on this field, all the stars, primarily seniors, alongside juniors and some sophomores here to show off their stuff for this 8-man All-American football game. Welcome to everyone watching around the world. I'm Spencer Thompson alongside Brendan Daniel. Proud to be with you in Gatlinburg, Tennessee. And we've seen so many great stars throughout the year in the 8-man football scene, and it's good to see them put on full display here. And the teams that are compiled looks a little bit one-sided, but there's some good matchups to look forward to.
Absolutely. I mean, one side you have so many great quarterbacks like Massengale and just two more other quarterbacks that are like flipping my mind right now. But honestly, overall, to me, these teams are a little even. Just a few guys may need to be swapped position-wise as I would, but, you know, this is all about them and having fun and maybe even get looked at.
Last game that we called was the SIFH State Championship, and the MVP of that is in this game, and that's John Gill, such an incredible linebacker. It was the John Gill show in that state championship. But it's even more interesting. One team has all-stars from Evangel, all-stars from Ezekiel, and all-stars just stacked on the same team. I don't know how the roster selection happened for that, but it's going to be an interesting matchup with that, of course. Ezekiel, Evangel, and also kids from Grace Baptist are on that team as well, who had an unfortunate end to their season. But I tell you, Cooper Connett alongside those guys, including Christian Sharp, it's going to be special to see that matchup. It's going to be special.
Absolutely, and please believe, since Cooper Connett couldn't make it down to Florida, I'm sure he's going to show out today, along with everybody else that couldn't make it and have like onward games after their season's over. This is going to be the game for them to show out and for the younger guys to even get looked at as well.
We got a lot of names to go through. We'll talk about all of them. The Stars and the Stripes for 8-man football collide in the 2021 Gatlinburg All-American Bowl, and that's coming up next.
Winter is the time for families to gather, around the fireside, around the table. The time for clear mountain views and crisp mountain air. For festival lights and holiday memories. For sky-high adventures and high mountain trails. For days of shopping and nights of wonder. For the art of the gift and the gift of nature. It's the time to make memories. It's winter in Gatlinburg. Register to win a free winter getaway.
Cannot think of a better way to start out the afternoon than with Nathan Ogletree kicking off for this contest. The Stripes will boot it away. And we are underway here in Gatlinburg, and we will have a return. This is back deep to return is Christian Chapman, the senior for the Evangel Lightning, and just like that, score first. It's Christian Chapman, the MVP of the national championship. Full-on cartwheel for the first score of the game.
And there's a flag, of course, but you know what? Once again, this is just a game to have fun. So, Chapman, go ahead, do your cartwheel, forget the flags.
I'm sure that they'll be allowed to celebrate a little bit in this All-Star game. I'm sure that they'll probably pick up the flag in some regard, but they will call the unsportsmanlike. And it will be assessed on the kickoff.
Come on, refs. These guys are just trying to have fun. You guys should enjoy it.
I wonder if anyone said anything to him pregame about allowing him to have touchdown celebrations in an all-star game, but picked it up at about the 94-yard line, 94-yard return, so about at the 5-6 yard line. What a return from Christian Chapman to start it off. The senior in his final game wearing the helmet of the Evangel Lightning.
And they're actually kicking a field goal.
Point after for Ogletree.
Yeah.
And that kicked up. Andrew Hasley booted it through. 7-0 to start off. I tell you what, it's not that often. Usually Nathan Ogletree boots it way deep, and
No returns. This is probably the first time this season that it's got a return.
I think they know where they're going to boot it next, all the way to the end zone. Sure, Ogletree's going to put a little more force behind it next time he kicks off, but great return there. Rainy day here in Gatlinburg, 59 degrees. Decent day for football here on the mountain.
Set to kick off for Team Stripes. From the Pack Panthers, number 26, Ethan Hubright. Back to return for Team Stars. From New Hope Leadership Academy, number 13, Xavier Stone.
And they will trust the sophomore and Ethan Hubright to boot it away. Only 5 sophomores were selected overall for this All-American game. Sophomores allowed with special exceptions. This is primarily a game targeted towards seniors and juniors. Great honor for Hubright to finish out the year with some of his senior leaders. And this will be returned by Michael Centeno, the junior. The junior with an amazing return up to the 26-yard line.
And I'm sure he was thinking in his mind, hey, if that team's going to return it, why can't I return it for a touchdown? It was close, but no cigar.
Centeno from the junior from the City of Life Christian Academy gets the return there.
First and 10, Team Stars.
Stripes with their first offensive move will get an offsides potentially there. False start. And yes, there are penalties in the All-Star game, as we realized from Chapman's celebration. Moved up 5 yards. A little bit better advantage here for the Stripes, led by J.J. Duarte, the head coach for the Lighthouse Homeschool Warriors. And start off as this is lobbed to Roderick Bailey, the senior, who's going to get to the edge of the end zone. A touchdown for Team Stripes.
And no, refs, he didn't do that on purpose. the slide. But it's a great run, good spacing, great blocking in the trenches, even by the wideouts.
Roderick Bailey from Wilkinson County Christian.
And move the ball back to the 25-yard line. Still first down.
At least it looked like it was a touchdown. They must have called it back with a penalty. Didn't see the flag there as the ball is loose. And a scramble here. Finally wrapped up and tackled as Preston Graham, who was trying to get loose. and sacked down for loss of about 6 yards.
Great pressure by the defense just to come in, blow up that play, but also a good movement by the quarterback, just able to get away, but defense got him.
Team stars, second down.
And here's a handoff. Carry to the left side. Gain back about 5 yards there. That carry by Roderick Bailey.
Ball carried by number 24, Roger Bailey, down to the 29-yard line. It'll bring up the team stars, third down.
Scramble, toss, catch, incomplete. Looked like it was an attempted catch there by Franklin Patch from City of Life Christian Academy. The junior not able to pull it in. Makes sense with the wet conditions out here. Brings up a
Pass is incomplete. That'll bring up the
brings up a fourth down inside the 30.
on to attempt the field goal from Team Stars from the Freedom Cowboys, number 32, Nathan Ogletree.
And a blocked punt. Great block there, and it's recovered at about the 49-yard line. That recovery for Charles Party, the senior from the Pack Panthers.
And special teams got to get it together on that. That should have been blocked. Oaktree usually is able to boot those kicks in for a nice field goal, but that's going to be on special teams to get better blocking out there.
First down.
Score fixed is actually Team Stripes is designated away, Team Stars at home. So Stripes takes over on downs, red and white. 7-0 as the Stars look to do more damage. Quick toss, catch made. Christian Chapman, he's got some blockers. Christian Chapman, free! Touchdown!
Pass is complete. So number 4,
And that's all on the blocking by the wideouts, just able to give him that clear space in order for him to cut out, and nothing but green grass ahead of him.
Nothing but green grass, but a flag. It's a block in the back, so they're bringing it back. Christian Chapman was free there, but flag called. 15-minute quarters for this All-American game, being both editions in the 8-man contest here and the 11-man game. For the 8-man scene and for high school football in general, has flag here for false start. Both 8-man and 11-man here, they not used to playing 15-minute quarters, playing NFL timing rules. Going to be a big test of conditioning for this All-American game.
Well, obviously there's enough depth in order to play the 15 minutes, and everybody gets a chance to play time.
And flag is thrown. There's a timeout called by the Stars. 7-0. 12:10 left to go in the first quarter as the Stars look to do, the Stripes look to do more damage as the ball looked like it was loose, and Connect on the fumble recovery as they go for a hurry-up offense. You'll see some trickery here. Offense coordinated by Hunter Wilson in assistance with Hagen Joyner, and both offensive minds from their respective teams. And 9 men on the field for the Stars. Defense coordinated by Ryan Scott. Scramble, Connect airing it out to the end zone. A catch, and it's intercepted. Interception by Stars. That's Aiden Luchtefeld, the junior from the Tennessee Heat. It's no surprise with how great of a star he's been for the Heat throughout the year. Gets a play in the All-American game.
And you mentioned Gill during the pregame show, but in my mind, I was thinking Luchtefeld is one of the star players for this defense. And there he is, showing out as usual.
That's the play the Stars needed. And they'll start out from their own 20-yard line on their second offensive drive. And yet another penalty where they move it up 5 yards.
Defense has to watch for that ball instead of trying to listen to the quarterback and get a jump.
And with motion on a 1st and 5. High up snap. Carried up and brought down a gain of a yard.
Down to the 26-yard line, first down. Correction, second down.
Second and 4. With motion, it'll be tossed out over the head, intended for Keandre Hatfield.
Pass is incomplete. Intended for Hatfield. That'll bring up the team Stars, third down.
One of the other Stars from the Tennessee Heat intended the pass on that play. Of course, the Heat have familiar face with Ryan Scott on the defensive side, as well as assistant coach Jeremy Corley. Also have DeAndre Martinez from the Heat. As again, motion again, the catch is made this time by TJ Lorio. The sophomore from the Freedom Cowboys moves the chains for the first down.
And he's a name we've said repeatedly from Freedom Cowboys. He's been a star for them in the passing game. And now here he is showing why he's in this All-American game.
New set of downs from the 35-yard line. In motion again. The lob to the right side, Bailey. That's Roderick Bailey, the senior from Wilkinson County Christian Academy. Gets it to the right side and move it for 5 yards.
And what good play recognition by the defense, just able to see a running play real quick, and just everybody ran to him. Not one player was not in that pile.
Second and 5, quick toss. Hatfield and incomplete.
And Hatfield, I believe, had a few struggles in that Division II game. Hopefully later on he gets it together, because they're going to need his production out here.
And the Division II matchup against Wichita Christian. And Heat managed to come away with that victory. Third, lob pass again to Roderick Bailey. He's going to cut to the outside. Roderick Bailey has one man to beat, trying to cut through. Gets to the 30-yard line. Roderick Bailey stepping up.
Roger Bailey is a lightning running back out here. I was watching the practices, and boy, when they were running offense plays for him, the defense could barely even touch him, and they were playing great.
Of course, you'll see it later going into the second half where they'll rotate in between different backs, make sure that everyone gets equal playing time, at least gets a good series or two. So once the first quarter is over, it's likely we'll see a changing of the guard, but Roderick Bailey has been impressive. He's looking for the pass across the middle, finds the reception, DJ Lorio for the touchdown.
DJ Lorio, a young sophomore, is showing what else he can do later on in the future. He has a bright one. I hope these scouts are watching that kid because he could possibly be a five-star prospect.
Home team gets their first points on the board, and they will try to tie it as they'll trust Ogletree for the extra point.
Hopefully this field goal team can actually block this time.
Ball held by Preston Graham, the senior from the Lighthouse Homeschool Warriors. And Ogletree, perfect down the uprights. Looks like kicking is in the playbook today as both teams are tied at 7 here in Gatlinburg. Tied up at 7 in Gatlinburg. Great touchdown pass across the middle to TJ Lorio. Lorio and Chapman are the ones who scored first for each respective team. As this time it'll be Ogletree trying to boot it deep.
It's 10:20 a.m.
As no return will be allowed from Matty Spackman, junior from Ezekiel Academy. Special teams learned their lesson from that last kickoff.
Oh, yeah, just get there as fast as you can. Don't let any return guy, especially Chapman, return it.
First and 10. Lob in the backfield. This carry by Corey Murphy, the senior from Ezekiel Academy, down by contact at the 22-yard line.
Ball carried by number 27, Corey Murphy from Ezekiel Academy. Ball spotted at the 20.
That's probably the best tackling I've seen all year on Corey Murphy. Usually guys try to go for his legs, but some better sized defensive players out here.
hasn't had to deal with as much size throughout the year. As they trusted again, and only a few yards once again for Corey Murphy.
Number 27, Murphy from Ezekiel Academy, down to the 28-yard line, approaching the 23-yard line. That'll bring up a team stripes, third down.
Third and 3. In motion. The scramble looking for the pass and incomplete. There's a lot of pressure being taken there by Peyton Leach. And brings up a fourth down.
Luckily, Peyton Leach is very mobile, but luckily that defense was able to keep him in containment and just make him try to pass the ball.
Fourth and 2, we'll see our first punt of the day, and they'll trust Peyton Leach. Booted deep.
Stripes, number 55 from Ezekiel Academy, Peyton Leach.
And Leach will boot it deep. Back to receive Xavier Stone. And it's a recovery. Because of the muffed punt, it's a recovery. Great awareness by, such great awareness there by the punting team. And now turnover on downs. Zorn with the recovery. Team Stripes gets it back.
The returner's got to be aware, no matter if you wave your hand or not. You got to make sure you get away from that football if you can't catch it.
New offensive downs for Team Stripes.
Ball carried by number 24 from South Haven Christian, Ben Sorto.
Sorto with the carry. South Haven Christian.
Team stripes, second down.
A great, powerful running back. You're definitely going to have to do your best to bring him down because he's not going down without a fight.
Second and 6. Scramble by Whitfield is going to air it out into the end zone. And in coverage, how did he catch that? Matty Spackman for the touchdown.
Matty Spackman just doing what he's done all year, just mossing players.
We talked about it in the open of combining the forces and of Ezekiel, of Evangel, and of Grace Baptist on the same team. The connection between the teams or players that collided against each other in the ACSC state championship. And it results in 6 points in coverage. And it's a fake kept by Clay Humans for the two-pointer, 15-7.
What a great conversion. Even I wasn't expecting. I was expecting a nice little field goal kick, extra point, and just go on. But they were able to trick the special teams and get that 2 point.
The senior from the Pack Panthers getting it done, 15-7. 5:48 left to go in the first quarter, and
Kickoff for Team Stripes.
just an incredible catch
Andrew Hasley.
by Spackman. And now Andrew Hasley from Franklin Christian will off the kick there, and
Left the ball behind.
yep, the
Oh,
ball
oh.
behind, and are the Stripes gonna get it?
I think they got it again.
Nope, it's ruled to the Stars.
Ball is recovered at the 42-yard line.
That was too close of a call.
Special teams being the center of attention today.
A lot of mistakes getting, well, not a lot of mistakes, but just a lot of crazy plays are happening for the special teams. It's very unusual. Usually it's offense and defense that usually takes the star plays.
Stars with great field advantage on their own on the 43-yard line in enemy territory. So here goes Aiden Luchtefeld. Aiden Luchtefeld to the left side and move the chains for a first down.
Ball carried by number 1 from City of Life Christian.
Correction, that was Michael Centeno who carried it there.
Spotted at the 28-yard
Junior
line.
from
Team Stars. First down.
You're from the City of Life Christian Academy.
And another player we haven't covered, but I was able to watch him during practice, and the kid is explosive. Just watch out for him.
Seen the explosions he's had already. As they'll lob it in the backfield, and the ball loose, a forced fumble by Joshua Butler, the senior from the Freedom Cowboys.
I've given those type of hits. It's hard to keep that ball in, and sadly we got a player down. That's the cost of it.
That was a big hit and unfortunately a big injury there. It looked like Zorn was carrying the ball with the collision. Nothing intentional, of course. Butler was just going for the ball, and we will step aside for an injury timeout. Good sign is that Matthew Mark was back up on his feet. It was actually Matthew Mark was carrying the ball when Joshua Butler forced the fumble. And new set of downs for the Stripes. And aired out again up the middle in coverage. It's an interception picked off by Xavier Stone.
You absolutely have to be careful as a quarterback if you're in throwing coverage like that. Not many quarterbacks can make it in that type of window like that.
The junior from New Hope Leadership Academy gets the pick. It's a turnover day in Gatlinburg.
First down. Correction, Team Stars. First down.
Interception, they'll start on the 37-yard line. Fake handoff, keeper. Keeper by Bugs.
Ball carried by number 15, David Buggs from City of Life Christian. Down at
Senior carrying it for another chain move to the 48-yard line.
And C. Bugs is one of my favorite quarterbacks on this team, honestly. Watching him at practice, he has that it look where he can just get it done on the offensive end as a quarterback, whether it's running, passing.
With motion. Hand off Luchtefeld. Right side, Luchtefeld almost got a horse collar pull down there. Carries it for about 7 yards.
Spotted at the 47-yard line. Direction 46, it'll bring up 18 stars, second down.
Gain of 6 for a 2nd and 4. Slung quickly. Catch made. That's by Devon Hargrove, the senior from Lancaster Christian. Played in that state championship game for the TSIAA.
Pass is complete to number 26,
And
Devon
showing
Hargrove from Lancaster
showing
Christian.
himself out here in Gatlinburg.
Ball spotted at the 33-yard line. It'll be 18 stars, first down.
First and 10. Whitfield going to sling it to the end zone towards, and great coverage. Pass intended for Martinez.
Like I said, that arm by Song, it's just amazing. Maybe if he would have guided his wide receiver out a little bit more, that would have been an easy touchdown. But
Just
great coverage by the defense as well.
Second and 10. Whitfield motioning the man again. Hand it off to Luchtefeld. Spins out. Luchtefeld trying to find the space and brings it up for a gain of about 9 yards. 3rd and 1.
As dangerous as Luchtefeld is on defense, he's even worse on offense. He's able to run and catch the ball. Maybe a little trick play with him passing would be impressive as well.
Maybe a little Philly special action here in the All-American game.
Yeah, we've seen crazier things happen during the season.
Third and 1. They give it to Luchtefeld again. Avoids the tackle. Luchtefeld for the first down. And now inside the red zone are the Stars.
They're riding Luchtefeld to run the ball and get them close to that end zone, and it's been working. Luttefeld's a hard player to bring down.
Just under a minute and a half left to go in the first quarter as the Stars look to even it up. Pitch out, Centeno with a gain of 2.
Ball carried by number 1, Michael Centeno from City of Life Christian. They'll bring up 18 stars, second down, ball spotted at the 15-yard.
2nd and 7. Whitfield, quick toss, incomplete. Intended for Centeno.
Pass is incomplete, intended for Centennial. That'll bring up a Team Stars. 3rd down.
Third down, Whitfield to Hargrove. He's going to get the first down. Trying to get free of the tackles. He'll get down to the 5-yard line. And a 1st and goal here for the Stars.
Pass is complete. Down to the 5-yard line. Complete to number 26, Hargrove from Lancaster Christian. It'll be a Team Stars 1st down.
First and goal, Whitfield is going to keep it up the middle to the goal line, just short.
Ball carried by number 15, David Boggs.
Again, Whitfield,
City of Life
just
Christian.
he's just quick on his feet. You barely can catch him. Kind of reminds me of, I don't know, like a, I can't think of a player's name right now, but it'll come
You'll
to me.
have some time to think about it. 1 quarter down, 3 more to go in the 2021 Gatlinburg All-American 8-man football game. Back in a few moments.
Winter is the time for families to gather, around the fireside, around the table. The time for clear mountain views and crisp mountain air. For festival lights and holiday memories. For sky-high adventures and high mountain trails. For days of shopping and nights of wonder. For the art of the gift and the gift of nature. It's the time to make memories. It's winter in Gatlinburg. Register to win a free winter getaway.
And a ball is loose by Whitfield. He's tripped up on the backside and brings up a 2nd and goal as we swap both sides of the field and get into 2nd quarter in this 2021 All-American 8-man football game. Part of Gatlinburg. We're at Hammond Stadium and Legion Field. It's part of Gatlinburg Pittman High School. Spencer Thompson, Brendan Daniel. We got Audrey Green directing the show, Jerry Jr. helping us out, James Shannon on public address announcing, also Monica Shannon and all the hardworking men and women making this run so smoothly here from Gatlinburg, Tennessee. And now a 3rd down and goal. Whitfield will hand it off right side and stopped short. The Stars are trying to get through, but Luchtefeld not letting anything go. Actually, corrections, David Buggs who was handing it off there. And a timeout called by the Stars with 13:59 left to go in the 2nd quarter. And, of course, for the Stars, they have to think about it with being on a 4th and goal situation 5 yards out. Of course, the offense coordinated by J.J. Duarte. Got some stuff to think about here.
Look, I said this about Kirby Smart. Just get the points. Just get the points. Take the field goal and just go. Trust your defense to make a good play to get your offense back on the field.
And from the 5-yard line out, too, that's definitely within Hasley's field goal range.
Oh, that's anybody's field goal range. I think even you could make that.
No. I was a goalkeeper in high school, but not very good on the essentially dead drop kicks. Not good in that regard. I could punt it away a little bit, but not good on accuracy. Fourth and goal. Bugs looking across the middle and incomplete. Turnover on downs for the Stripes.
Just a little bit too high and too behind.
Defense coordinated by Hagen Joyner. He's usually the offensive coordinator for Evangel. Paired up with the mind of Hunter Wilson. They know each other very well already. And now they start from their own 5-yard line. Doesn't take much for them to march down the field, as this time Whitfield cuts through the middle. Gaining about 8 yards there is Eli Whitfield.
Let's Cooper connect, and
Yep.
of course he does what he does best. Just run that ball. That RPO is very dangerous when Cooper connects into play.
Yeah, the senior from Grace Baptist who was not able to play in the national championship, got a concussion in the state championship, wasn't even cleared to run until actual day of the national game, as Kennett, being the star athlete he is, just weaves through. He's finally brought down by Xavier Stone, and he's brought down but moves the chains for a first down. That was the main thing with talking with players and coaches all around the TSIAA who had to play Grace Baptist. It was you have two options. You either pressure Kennett and he'll pass it out deep, or you cover the receivers and Kennett's just going to rush deep.
It's literally just pick your poison when it comes to Cooper Connect.
It's a pick your poison situation. In that case, they chose to cover the receivers and just gain the first down, as Kennett leads the helm of the offense here, hands it off. This is over to Ben Sordo from South Haven.
And that's a dangerous combination in itself, Cooper Connect and Ben Soto. And I even believe Sharp is out there from Lighthouse.
And Christian Sharp from the Lighthouse Christian School Lions. Of course, this is final game of his high school career.
Oh, boy. I hate to be that defense.
As they do give it to him, but defense doesn't look like you have to hate him, and that's John Gill.
Hey.
That was one of the matchups we talked about in the practices that we were looking forward to see, and John Gill just gets the better of Christian Sharp.
Now, see, that's just unfair. You have Gill and Luchterfeld on the same defensive team. That's dangerous.
You know, Christian Sharp in his junior year practices, he was out with an injury, could not play the entire season. And then senior year, he stepped up as much as he could for the Lions, who had struggles with them being a young team. Gets a chance to show his stuff here as pressure and a scramble by Kennett. The awareness from Cooper Kennett gets the first down at the 39-yard line.
There is no pressure when it comes to Cooper Connect. It's just guys just being there. And he just has that awareness where it's just, oh, I feel somebody on my feet. Let's go.
Kennett, toss it over. The catch made by Chapman. Needs a flea flicker. Chapman got the pass off. Reception by Kyle Jones from Evangel And how about that trickery on the biggest stage?
Is there anything Chapman can't do? He can return. He can play defense. He's a great running back, wide out, now quarterback. What a these kids, there's just so much potential out here. I hope college coaches are out there watching.
There's a reason why Chapman was the most valuable player in that national championship. And he's just showing why there. As they give a carry to Christian Sharp. Christian Sharp getting to the outside and a horse collar tackle, but he is brought down by Xavier Stone, and that'll tack on some yards. From up here in the press box, we don't have our referee mic'd up due to the weather conditions, but we don't have to have him mic'd up because we can hear his penalty announcements from all the way up top.
Man, what a great pipes, because I know I couldn't do that.
Our pipes are used for more specific purposes. As Knet tries to get a touchdown here in the All-American game, might have that chance, as that's tossed for the 1st and goal. The catch made by Caleb Lumpkin, the senior from Evangel Christian.
And again, Knack just showing why he's a perfect quarterback. All that pressure just came to him, and he just saw his guy wide open. Didn't even hesitate to throw that ball.
They'll bring up a team stripes. 1st and goal.
As the Stripes try to increase their lead. 1st and goal. Knet will keep it. Touchdown! His 1st touchdown since the state championship in early November.
And all he saw was the end zone. And he just said, you know what, I'm just going to take it in myself, as I usually do.
Hasley, perfect through the uprights, and 22-7. Stripes lead over the Stars here in Gatlinburg.
Number 26.
9:37 left to go in the 1st half as the Stripes lead 22-7. See if the Stars can march it down the field, as this will be high up and returned by Xavier Stone. He's got some space. Xavier Stone going to be brought down to the 46-yard line. Good return as the Stars will go back on offense.
From New Hope leadership, Xavier Stone. Ball spotted at the 47-yard line. It'll be a Team Stars 1st down.
motion. The Stars will try to get it up forward, and carry there by Roderick Bailey is stopped by the defender.
Ball is carried by number 24, Bailey.
What a blow up on that play. Defensive lineman just was able to pass through that offensive line and just blew up that running back.
Miles Richardson, the senior from Ezekiel Academy, got the tackle for loss there.
As expected.
Been able to do that throughout the regular season. Now it's 2nd and 15. And a little bit of movement there. Scramble. Masongill, left side, tries to get back the lost yardage. Maybe about a 3rd down and 11 for Massengill.
And again, I'm going to just say this for the combine. They said he was a little slow, but in that play, it didn't look like it at all. That's why I say don't trust the combine. Just watch the games.
Combines can give at least some point of reference, but when it comes down to game time, see plays like that from Massengill, incredible stuff. Third and 11. Has the ball loose and fallen on for a loss of 4 yards. Miscommunication there as Massengill got the play back.
Ball spotted at the 43-yard line. They'll bring up a Team Stars 4th down.
So now a 4th down. Stars will punt it away. They'll trust Ogletree. Ogletree had pressure there. Moves it away and back to receive is Chapman, but he's just going to let it bounce all the way down to the 7-yard line.
Great kicker and punter. Do it for the brand of Ogletree for special teams.
From the 6, hand off. Corey Murphy tried to take it a few yards and get stopped at the line of scrimmage. Actually, a loss of a yard for 2nd and 11.
Ball carried by number 27, Corey Murphy from Ezekiel Academy.
We're so used to Corey Murphy gaining yards.
15 strikes.
This is really rare for him to lose yards. But this defense is so solid, and their energy during practice is electrifying.
And left side carry again. Corey Murphy, gain of a
Carried by number
handful of yards there for a 3rd down.
9-yard line. It'll bring up a Team Stripes 3rd down.
Scramble right side. Incomplete pass intended for Brennan Tormey. As you see our tri-view there of all 3 of our cameras.
Incomplete. That'll bring up a Team Stripes 2nd down. Correction, 4th down.
See all 3 of our camera angles there as got under 6 minutes left to go in the first half. Stripes forced to a 4th and out. This is booted away, almost blocked there by DJ Squires, as it'll bounce all the way down to the 40-yard line. And Team Stars will get another crack at it.
It'll bring up a Team Stars push down.
There's a sideline warning given to the Stars. That's their first warning of the game. Fake left side. Massengill is brought down. Zach Chandler with the sack.
That's a sack on the play.
And he read that play so easily. Wasn't even tricked on that trick play.
By number 54,
He just followed
Zach
Massengill
Chandler.
and sacked him for a
Moving
loss.
into Christian. It'll bring up a Team Stars second down.
Anytime the Team Stars tries to get something going, it's just that defensive line for the Stripes is forcing them to this point. And movement there, false start.
False start called on Team Stars. It's a 5-yard penalty. Still second down for Team Stars.
Second and long. Toss right side. The catch is made. Good reception by Ryan Arrington, the junior from Lancaster Christian, getting his first action of the afternoon.
From Lancaster Christian.
Or excuse me, of the morning.
Spotted at the 36-yard line. It'll bring up a Team Stars third down.
Third and long. Catch is made. Right side for Bailey. Make that the left side for Bailey. Not enough for the first down. And this late in the second quarter,
Team Stars fourth down.
short by about 7 yards. Looks like they'll bring the punt team out. The struggles continue for Coach Duarte and company.
You think they would adjust their offense, seeing that nothing's really working. Hopefully we see something after halftime.
Evangel Christian, number 4, Chapman.
Chapman beat deep back to receive again. And Ogletree took a little bit of extra time on that, as Chapman is going to field it. Chapman to the right side, looking to get past the man. That initial contact brought down by Ethan Thompson, the junior from the Augusta Eagles,
It'll bring up a Team Stripes.
prevented Chapman from potentially taking it all the way. Is now to about the 48-yard line. For the Stripes, the name of the game is just run down the clock as they march down the field, because they received for the first half, so it'll be Team Stars getting it at the start of the third.
Hey, you you got plenty of offensive guys in the running game to keep that clock moving. Whether it's Coop, Sharp, or even Spackman.
With motion, Connect. There's to Sharp. Christian Sharp tripped up after a gain of 9 yards.
Yeah, this defense is going to have to figure out how to contain that running game. But those 3 dangerous running backs and Coop right there, it's going to be hard to kind of tell who's going to have the ball, when, who, and ever going to run the ball.
Going between so many different guys on Coach Wilson and Coach Joyner's team, as Connect will toss it incomplete. Had the ball intended there for Kyle Jones. With a flag down. Illegal formation against the Stripes.
Called on Team Stripes. That'll be a 5-yard penalty, still second down.
Minute 15 left in the first half. Plenty of time for the Stripes to work with. But there, reversal there, and it's a carry here. Matty Spackman, the junior, is trying to weave through the defense here, staying on his feet to inside the 30-yard line. And the junior giving him great field positioning.
Like I said, even Spackman can make the ball run. And you have Ben Soto in the back and everybody else, so everybody's probably worried about the running game, but they forgot to pay attention to Spackman.
As they swap personnel. And time called by Coach Joyner after wasting a lot of time on the clock. 23 seconds left in the first half as the Stripes try to increase their lead. .23 seconds left. Connect under pressure, airs it out as he takes a shot, and it's a catch! Touchdown reception by Matty Spackman.
And, of course, Matty Spackman scores. Did a big play on the run play, and now a touchdown end zone pass. And Cooper is never afraid to take some contact.
Cooper Connect is getting the closure he definitely deserves in his high school career. Has a passing touchdown and a rushing touchdown in this All-American game. And this one gets through the uprights. 29-7 with 16 seconds left to go here in the first half. The Stripes with a compelling lead over the Stars right now at 22 points.
Stars are going to have to figure out something offensively. This defense is exhausting. You can tell as this offense on the Stripes is just killing them every single play, whether it's running or passing.
"16 seconds for the Stars to work with. Again, they received the second half kickoff. So maybe an attempt at a kickoff return touchdown here, as they have Centeno back to receive.
Perfect guy to have back there. You might see a return here.
Set to kick off from Franklin Christian, number 22, Andrew Hasley.
Hasley boots it. And Centeno looking for the blocking. Gets it down to about 9 seconds left on the clock, to about the 29-yard line. Maybe a chance at 2 deep shots.
Ball spotted at the 30-yard line. It'll be a team start.
Hopefully the quarterback don't hold on to it too long. That's going to be a key point if you're going to try to fit 2 plays in here.
Final series of the first half in this All-American 8-man football game. Trust it to Isaiah Zorn. He'll toss it left side, and it's picked off. Picked off by Joshua Butler, who's going to take it to the house. Correction, Mason Long, the senior from Grace Baptist, a pick 6 to end. But there is a flag down.
Too much celebration.
There's a flag down, and did he get the pick 6? And another flag thrown. And flag for unsportsmanlike conduct on one of the coaches for the Stripes, and it was a blindside block called on the intercepting team. I don't think they'll have an untimed down for this. Or actually, it looks like they will. There's one untimed down, so the Stripes can get another score in. So it's right on the 50-yard line, and knowing with the skills that of the players on the Stripes, we could see a 50-yard touchdown here.
Especially you got Peyton Leach back there, quarterback with great arm, and just so much offensive talent.
And a double reverse, and it will not result in anything. Good tackle there as Tristan Martone shuts it down. And that'll take us to the end of the first half here in Gatlinburg, 29-7. Coach Wilson and Coach Joyner leading the charge with a 22-point lead over Coach Duarte and Coach Scott. We'll be back in a few moments for coverage of the second half here on 8-Man Extreme for the 2021 All-American 8-Man football game. Start of the second half from the Smoky Mountains. 29-7, the Stripes lead over the Stars in this 2021 Gatlinburg All-American 8-man football game. As the Stars receive for the second half, a line drive kick that goes to the end zone for a touchback.
Touchback called on the kickoff. Ball will be spotted at the 25-yard line. It'll be a Team Stars first down.
Spencer Thompson, Brendan Daniel bringing you all the action here from Gatlinburg Pittman High School's Hammond Stadium and Legion Field. As you see the camera going a little crazy there. Apologize for inducing any motion sickness on that. And
Had to save the nachos.
now a 1st and 10. Stars see if they could get anything going on offense. It's been a struggle throughout the first half. Ever since they got their first touchdown, it's in an uphill battle as this catch by Hatfield goes to the right side. Hatfield tiptoeing the sideline and contact there, and
Ball is carried by number 8, DeAndre Hatfield from the Tennessee Heat.
brings it up for about 8 yards.
Spotted at the 28-yard line. It'll be a Team Stars second down.
Toss right side, catch made, Lorio. DJ Lorio gets the chains to move. We'll start out on their own 35-yard line for a new set of downs.
Over Lorio. Just give him the ball, slant, fade route. Wherever you need, he's going to catch that ball and get that first down.
And again, he's only one of 5 sophomores participating this morning. Getting closer and closer to the afternoon here in Gatlinburg. And scramble. This one kept Preston Graham. Just going to keep it on the run. Get a gain of about 4 yards.
Ball carried by number 30, Graham to the
That Stripes defense is just too solid for this offense to do anything for the Stars.
On a 2nd down and 6. Graham looking across the middle. It's picked off. Picked off by Clay Humans, the senior from the Pack Panthers, gets the interception. And it's just been lights out on offense and defense for the Stripes all day.
And if you're going to throw a ball like that, you got to throw it a tad bit lower for the wide out. But shout out to Pat Panther and the defense for Stripes. They're just, you can't get nothing past them.
What another change of events as the Stripes try to run down the clock. Murphy for the carry up.
loss of yardage on the play. It'll bring up Team Stripes second down.
Loss of 2 yards on the play there. 2nd and 12. Scramble, right side, Peyton Leach.
He's going to take it.
Peyton Leach with plenty of space. Gets forced out of bounds, maybe just shy of the 20-yard line. They'll actually spot him at the 18. So now Stripes back in the red zone.
Ball spotted at the 18-yard line.
And for the Stars, like I said, you have to worry about his legs more than his arm, because if he takes off, he takes off. It's almost like Cooper Connect, but not as fast.
Here's Leach, toss incomplete. Tried to quickly sling it to Jeremiah Essig, the senior from the Pack Panthers.
Bring up a team strike, second down.
Second and 10. Shovel it out. There he goes again. Another carry by Corey Murphy. He's had a lot of
Ball carried
touches
by
today.
Murphy. Down to the
Now carried up for 3 yards.
line. It'll bring up
And that's the Corey Murphy we're used to seeing, just running big, leaping over young dudes, and just able to get that yardage.
Leach airing it out to the corner and almost pulled in coverage. Looked like Cole Mason was going to pull it in. Fantastic defensive coverage there by the Stars.
pass is incomplete.
Peyton Leach was probably trying to get Cole Mason to moss the kid as close as it was, but
Bryce Baptist.
might want to throw it more in the air.
They'll bring up a team strikes. Fourth down. On to attempt the field goal from the Pack Panthers, number 26, Ethan Hubright. It'll be a 34-yard field goal attempt.
And first field goal attempt of the day is going to come from Ethan Hubright, the sophomore for the Pack Panthers. The sophomore doesn't go the distance.
Field goal attempt is good.
Maybe if it had a little more height on it, could have gone through.
It'll be a turnover.
And turnover on downs here as the Stars will take over, see if they can
Push down.
get something going.
Great defense to stand by the Stars. Got lucky on the kick. Now let's try to do something offensively.
Correction, ball will be spotted at the 20-yard line.
First and 10. Carry up the middle. Aiden Luchtefeld again. He's got a gain of 5 yards.
Ball carried by number 7, Luchtefeld from Tennessee. Ball spotted at the 25-yard line. Will be a Team Stars second down.
Second down and 5. Scramble, airing it out, intended for Quintano, and great defensive coverage there by the Stripes. Looked like it was Brendan Tormey, the junior from Ezekiel Academy and company, who broke it up. Or correction, it's actually Hasley who broke it up on that play.
Hasley just able to go foot by foot with the wide out and just able to get a good hand in before he's able to bring that ball in.
Third and 5. And with motion, looking for the pass, completed. Even stumbling, Ethan Thompson got the catch in. It's the junior from the Augusta Eagles. Got a play in for the first down.
From the
Just great concentration on the catching and able to keep his feet.
Of course, Team Stars led by Coach J.J. Duarte and Ryan Scott. J.J. leading the offense, Ryan Scott leading the defense. Assisted by Jamarcius Thompson from the Greenville Hurricanes, Jonathan Metzler from the Lighthouse Homeschool Warriors, Jeremy Corley from the Tennessee Heat, and Ethan Knight from the Greenville Hurricanes. And what a catch by DeAndre Martinez. It was lobbed out, catch made, down to the 33-yard line. And the senior gets the reception in, and new life put in for the Stars.
That's exactly what they needed, and Martinez is always big-time play when it comes to this. The Tennessee Heat usually rely on him, and this team relies on him as well for the Stars. They're going to need more out of him if they're going to get this game a little bit closer.
Move to the 33-yard line as the Stars have Luchtefeld in the backfield, and they'll give it to Luchtefeld. It's past one man, tried to get past the second one, shoved out of bounds with only a few yards gained. Impressive 7-yard gain there for Luchtefeld.
You say impressive, I say it's just the usual for Luchtefeld. He's just able to gain many yards, lose one defensive player, do what he usually does.
Second and 4. Looking slung across the middle, and a great catch by Centeno. It's a name we've called all day, the junior from City of Life Christian Academy.
Centeno is just able to bring that ball in. I watched him during practice. He is a great wideout to have. And you even play a little bit of running back if you get him back there on the reverse.
Brings up now a 1st and goal on the 10-yard line. The Stars look for just their second touchdown of the morning.
Around that ball, there's plenty of space in the middle.
And movement already there. So I don't know if that's a false start or encroachment or what they'll call it on that, but he's already had players blocking. And it's called encroachment, so they'll move it to the 5.
Still first down, Team Stars.
Lobbed in the backfield, catch Roderick Bailey, who gets tripped up for a loss of 1. From Wilkinson County Christian Academy. Time winding down in the 3rd as the Stars try to get something going. 2nd and goal from the 6, and looks like a timeout called by the Stars before the snap.
Team Stars.
7:32 left to go in the 3rd quarter.
Winter is the time for families to gather around the fireside, around the table. The time for clear mountain views and crisp mountain air. For festival lights and holiday memories. For sky-high adventures and high mountain trails. For days of shopping and nights of wonder. For the art of the gift and the gift of nature. It's the time to make memories. It's winter in Gatlinburg. Register to win a free winter getaway.
.7:32 left to go in the third quarter. Stars trying to get a touchdown here, and pass is incomplete, intended for Luchtefeld. Brings up a 3rd and goal.
Pass is incomplete. Intended for number 7, Luchtefeld. That'll bring up a Team Stars 3rd down.
Third and goal situation for the Stars as they try to get their 2nd score of the game. Possibly to mount a comeback, down by 22. Motion, looking for the pass, and it's incomplete, intended for Quinteno. And brings up now a 4th and goal.
4th down.
Hey, you got to go for it. Just try to think of any type of play you can for this one in order to get yourself a little bit closer back into this game.
Talking it over with David Buggs. He's been at the helm of the offense for the last several series.
He has been slinging that ball everywhere. Like I said, he's a great quarterback to have on this team. They need to get him some running plays as well.
4th down and goal. Toss right side, incomplete, and it's a turnover on downs.
Pass is incomplete.
And the Stars have a 4th and out again on a 1st and goal.
1st and 10.
2nd time in the day. Now the Stripes will try to march it down from their own 7-yard line as that pass incomplete, intended for Kyle Jones.
Pass is incomplete. Intended for number 44, Kyle Jones from Evangel Christian. That'll bring up a Team Stripes 2nd down.
Second down and 10. Scramble here for Whitfield. Eli Whitfield slings it, and it's picked off. An interception by J.B. Jones from Russell Christian.
And that's exactly what these Stars defense play. The defense is playing great. It's just the offense that's got to do something. They got to answer for all these turnovers they're getting by their defense.
Now 1st and 10 at the 13. In the backfield. Ball is out and recovered by the Stars. Almost costly. Good awareness by Mazengill.
And I bet the Stars defense was about to get really frustrated if they lost that ball. 'Cause trust me, coming from a defensive player in, you sit there on that sideline, you watch the offense struggle. You're sitting there like, come on, guys, give me something.
Loss of about 7 on the play for 2nd and 17 with motion. Stars hand it off to Hatfield. Trying to push the pile. The scrum results in a gain of 4. About a 3rd down and 13 coming up.
Be spotted at the 16-yard line, and they'll bring up 18 Stars, 3rd down. Correction, ball spotted at the 17-yard line.
Spotted at the 17, 3rd down and 14 as the Stars, once again, great field advantage. Just a matter of if the offense can capitalize on it. And movement there for a false start.
False start. Call on 2 Stars. A 5-yard penalty.
And that one called on James Hyman, the senior from Ezel Harding Christian School. On the lineman who got the honor to come to this game, putting in the work as this is tossed across middle, incomplete off the left side, intended for Martinez.
Surprised Martinez didn't catch that. He's usually the guy that does it, does big plays.
Actually, Hyman, the only player from the Ezel Harding Eagles, got the honor to make the trip out to Gatlinburg. You know about the struggles with the Eagles. They won state championship in 2019 and lost in overtime in the national championship. And then 2020 tried to defend their state championship but forfeit the playoff due to coronavirus. As the ball is loose in the backfield and staying on his feet is Mazengill. Still looking, Mazengill to the middle, and it's picked off. Trying to make something of nothing, and Cooper Connett gets the interception and a little bit more. Cooper Connett has one man to beat, trying to get past him, and he loses the ball again, and it's still loose, picked up to the 10-yard line, and the Stripes have a 1st and goal. What a turn of events as the Stripes can put it away. Fumble recovery there by Miles Richardson. But a great interception and great return by Cooper Connett.
Probably the most wildest interception I've ever seen. He's just able to get that ball, and he's just free man right after that. Luckily, Miles Richardson was able to get that ball back after losing it.
And we do have a player down on the field. Is Mazengill slow to get up. Good sight to see him back up almost immediately. And there is a flag down at the 35-yard line. Roughing the passer against the defense, so the interception. All that sequence completely void. The roughing the passer.
What a lucky call for the Stars. As Mazengill did a little risky play, just throwing that ball up, but it all paid off for him.
Paid off for the Stars, and down to the 11-yard line for a 1st and 10. The Stars with a lucky break. What would have been an incredible play from Connett. Handoff up the middle. Carry there by Roderick Bailey.
The way he was moving, he was trying to get in that end zone any way possible.
Player nominations, and then they choose by committee which players go to the game, and then they're just assigned. About a 2nd and 5. And again to Bailey. Roderick Bailey, it's just this defensive line for the Stripes is really what's kept the score so low. It's another prime example there. Bailey can't catch a break.
And they are definitely winning in the trenches, hands down. Every time they hike that ball, I've already seen at least one red jersey in the backfield.
About a 3rd and 6. Toss left side. Catch is made. Lorio. The sophomore will get the 1st and goal on the 1-yard line.
Pass is complete to number 18, TJ Lorio from the Freedom Cowboys. It's a Teen Stars 4th down.
Now it's ruled a 1st down there.
1st down.
Yeah, 1st and goal. Now the Stars knocking on the door. The closest they've been to the end zone throughout the game.
All you got to do is stick it in. Let's see if they can put it in there.
Handoff, trying to get through. Touchdown, 2nd score of the game. It's from Roderick Bailey.
Stars. Ball carried by number 24, Roger Bailey.
It's a whole bunch of flags just let loose.
Yep,
Flag on the play.
flags on the play at least, so pending the penalty announcement. So the touchdown is good.
Penalty called against Team Stars. Touchdown will stand. Penalty will be assessed on the kickoff.
Kickoff enforcement for the penalty and chance to make it a 29-14 game. They brought out Ogletree for that first PAT. And
A lot of confusion going on.
yep, confusion as Coach Duarte
Timeout.
forced to use a timeout. 2:28 left to go in the 3rd. And it's interesting because the Stripes had that successful 2-point conversion earlier on one of the touchdowns, which factors into the decisions here as the Stars try to mount a comeback.
And I would at least try to do another 2-point conversion. I don't know if they're going to fall for that fake again because they're well aware now to be worried about the fake or anything else when it comes to the field goal.
Bringing you the action here from Gatlinburg Pittman High School's Hammond Stadium, or Legion Field at Hammond Stadium.
On to attempt the extra point for Team Stars.
About under 17 and a half minutes left in regulation to go here
Ryan Arrington.
in Gatlinburg in the Smoky Mountains. And they'll just trust Ogletree, and it is blocked. That defensive line put the pressure on. 29-13, a 16-point difference here in Gatlinburg. Don't forget, at 2 o'clock Eastern, we got the All-American 11-man football game. It's coming up. 2 o'clock Eastern is the set kickoff time as we get closer to noon.
Set to kick off from Lancaster Christian, number 38, Ryan Arrington.
Arrington with the kickoff. Incredible kicker for the Lancaster Christian Academy Knights as this ball is returned by Christian Chapman. Christian Chapman avoiding so many tackles, and a flag on the backside as Chapman stays on his feet. Finally gets forced out of bounds at about the 50-yard line, but looks like a blindside block.
You can't do that. That was the most obvious blindside block I've ever seen in my life. Just got to let the man go and just try to get the next blocker in front of him.
How about the effort by Chapman to just avoid tackles and avoid being wrapped up on his legs?
Again, that's the reason why he was the MVP in the national championship game. Just able to do whatever he can to get some yards or put points on the board.
Called a block in the back. So he enforced 2 penalties, 1 dead ball foul, and 1 after the play for another unsportsmanlike conduct. We've seen that a few times now as continue the game.
First and 10, team strikes.
As the Stripes try to get something going, slung out and incomplete. Avoided the safety and brings up now a 2nd down and 10.
Pass is incomplete.
Actually, yeah.
And bring up a team stripes, 2nd down.
And another carry up the middle. Loss of about a yard or 2 for a 3rd down.
Looked like almost a safety. Barely escaped that.
Ball is carried by number 27, Corey Murphy from Ezekiel Academy. It'll bring up a team stripes, 3rd down.
Quick toss in the end zone, and it possibly almost a safety great effort to push through by Jeremiah Essig.
Pass is complete.
Almost got stopped inside of the end zone there.
And Jeremiah's a big energy guy on defense. He's the big reason why this defense is so good. Even during practice, he was trying to talk up his defense to get them hype up because there was a dead period when they kept scoring on them on offensive practice.
Landon Turner will boot it away. Senior from Lighthouse Christian. Booted away. J.B. Jones, the junior from Riverside, was deep back to receive, but the punt high and low as it goes all the way down to the 39-yard line.
Ball is fanned down to the 39-yard line.
Takes the clock all the way down to 28 seconds left to go in the third quarter.
Down.
First and 10, toss across, incomplete. Pass intended for Hargrove.
Incomplete, intended for number 28, Hargrove from Lancaster Christian. They'll bring up a Team Stars, second down. Correction, number 26.
On the 39-yard line, lob. It's a flea flicker. Going right side, toss. What a catch in coverage by Keandre Hatfield for the first and goal.
From Wilkinson County Christian.
Hatfield fighting for that ball and to receive it. That's how you get back into the game. You don't take like no punches from the corner. You just keep fighting till that ball gets to you and catch it.
And I believe that is going to take us to the end of the third quarter. A 16-point game, but it is still a good, close one here in the 2021 Gatlinburg All-American 8-Man football game. 15 minutes left. Be back in a few moments here on 8-Man Extreme.
Winter is the time for families to gather, around the fireside, around the table. The time for clear mountain views and crisp mountain air, for festival lights and holiday memories, for sky-high adventures and high mountain trails, for days of shopping and nights of wonder, for the art of the gift and the gift of nature. It's the time to make memories. It's winter in Gatlinburg. Register to win a free winter getaway.
Start of the fourth quarter. As the Stars try to punch it in with Luchtefeld. He's going to get in for the touchdown. The Stars are beginning to mount a comeback.
That's what I'm talking about. Use your star players like Luchtefeld and everybody else. You have great players on your team. You just have to figure out how to use them.
10-point game right now. Last extra point attempt by Ogletree was blocked. That's the question for Coach Duarte is when do you start going for 2-point conversions?
And looks like right now.
2 touchdowns and 2-point conversions would tie the game. It looks like they're going to start it off here with Bugs, but a false start.
Penalty called on Team Stars. They'll move the ball back to the 8-yard line.
They're taking a little break to tie someone's shoe.
Real teammates.
Yep. I think that's James Hyman who had the shoelace loose. And 2-point conversion attempt, quick toss across the middle, and great catch by Hargrove. Now an 8-point game here in Gatlinburg. Only 9 seconds shaved off of the fourth quarter. In what was a one-sided matchup here, which was 29-7. It's now 14 unanswered points.
Correction, Team Stripes 29, Team Stars 21.
Wow, she went there, dude. She went there, dude.
The token beat is real, sister. The token beat is real.
I want to thank all of you for watching from wherever you are around the world. Got about all 200 of you tuning in to this All-American 8-man football game on 8-Man Extreme. Spencer Thompson, Brendan Daniel, Director Audrey Green. Also have Jerry Jr. assisting us. Not on the field with the rainy conditions. James Shannon running public address. And Monica Shannon and Miranda Cooper doing a variety of things behind the scenes. All the hardworking men and women making this broadcast run so smoothly. And this All-American game run so smoothly. Touched off of Joshua Butler as it is recovered at the 43-yard line. And the Stripes will get back to work.
It'll bring up a Team Stripes first down.
Try to hand it off to Sharp, and the defense immediately stops Sharp behind the line.
Finally seen some life out of the Stars. They were slacking a little bit these couple of quarters behind, but now they're coming back big in the fourth quarter.
Defense coordinated by Ryan Scott. Man of many responsibilities with the Tennessee Heat. Of course, they're in full swing with basketball season for the Heat on both our varsity men's and women's programs. Still finding the time to come out here, support his players, the great seasons they had, and speak some more life into the rest of the Stars defense and some of the other offensive players additionally. Scramble here and a sack. There's a flag down, but he got the toss off to Sharp before he was down, got the pass off and a gain of maybe a yard or two. There is a flag down. And at least from what we see up top, it's going to come back with an offensive holding.
Holding called against Team Stripes.
Yep. So they'll bring it back for a second down.
Ball will be spotted at the 24-yard line. It'll be a Team Stripes second down. Correction.
Second down and about a quarter of the field.
No second down.
As this is kept up the middle. It's a carry by Cooper Connett, and he's stopped by the defense. A very rare sight to see as it brings up 3rd and long.
Wow, that's the smartest tackle I've ever seen by anybody to take on Cooper Connect. Go for his legs. He's long enough to take him out there.
J.B. Jones from Russell Christian. That'll bring up a team stripes, 3rd down.
Now the Stripes have a choice to make here. Of course,
Tackle made by number 2, Malachi
Coach Hunter Wilson coordinating the offense.
Academy.
I'm sure he has something a little tricky up his sleeve.
They got to work with something here on this scramble. Connett airing it out to the right side. Luchtefeld intercepts it at the 45-yard line. Pass intended for Christian Chapman, and Luchtefeld beat him.
And another rare sighting to see as Cooper Connect throws an interception. You rarely see that. Usually he's able to get that ball out to his wideout.
And we have ourselves a game here in the Smokies.
The game is never over until that buzzer hits 0-0 in the 4th.
First and 10 for the Stars as they continue mounting their comeback, and it's aired out on the right side, incomplete. Pass intended for Clay Humans.
Pass is incomplete. Intended for number 29, Franklin Patch from City of Life Christian. Bring up a team stars, 2nd down.
Handoff. Carry left side. Ben Sordo. Excuse me, that was Roderick Bailey.
That'll bring up a team stars, 3rd down.
Roderick Bailey with a carry for 3rd down and 6. As the Stars about at midfield in the same situation they've been for the majority of the game. 3rd down, have to get the conversion. Third down. And flags fly there. Looks like a false start. It's an encroachment on the defense. Could break for the Stars.
As much as the Stripes defense has been great, defensive linemen, they're getting hurt out here now by the penalties.
3rd and 2. Only 2 yards to extend the drive and movement. It's another, this time a false start. What was a lucky break will move back to where they started. Now 3rd down and 7.
False start called against Team Stars. They return the 5 yards, still 3rd down.
3rd and 7 with motion. Scramble, toss across, incomplete. Pass intended for Lorio. And now a 4th down here for the Stars.
And a big 4th down for both sides. If you keep this offense from scoring or get a 1st down, you have a chance to breathe and put points back on the board.
And it looks like they're just going to settle to bring the punt team out.
Trust your defense. They've been doing good so far. Just trust your defense to hold these strikes back again.
Number 38, Ryan
Defense has come alive for the Stars here in the fourth quarter.
Christian Sharp. Correction, Christian Chapman.
As this is booted away by Arrington and stopped at the 24-yard line. Still plenty of time for Stars to work with. Just have to get another defensive stop. Eight-point difference. First and 10 for the Stripes. Going out deep downfield. Luchtefeld in coverage. Luchtefeld with another interception. I think defensive MVP might be the right role for Luchtefeld as he intercepts it to the 33-yard line.
And even if the Stars even lose, this doesn't matter. I'm still going to give him the defensive MVP. That's his third interception, I believe, and he's just doing what he does best defensive-wise. And now you have a chance offensively to get points on the board.
The Stars have some new life yet again with another Luchtefeld interception.
They just need to put points on the board, answer for it. This defense is giving you all that you need.
First and 10. Mazengill airing out deep to Lorio, just outside of his hands.
Pass from number 4, Massingill, intended for number 18, Lorio, is incomplete. It'll bring up 18 Stars, second down.
Second and 10. Mazengill in shotgun. He's got pressure. Lorio incomplete, almost dangerous. Lorio tried to get a one-handed catch there. Could have been a pick by Elijah Ward, senior from Ezekiel Academy. He's not able to pull it in. Could have been an interception. It brings up third and 10.
Stripes out here just bringing more and more pressure. Mexico might have to just eat it sometimes when he can't get it really off like that.
Third and 10. Mazengill, dump pass off, incomplete, intended for Roderick Bailey. And now what do? Fourth down on the 33-yard line. You'd assume this close, you would potentially go for it because you try to field goal kick maybe earlier. Actually, that field goal kick was attempted by Hasley on the other side, but you maybe trust Ogletree with the field goal, but this far out, it's within his range, but looks like they're going to just go for it on 4th and 10, go for the 6 points.
Which is in highly questioned because you have plenty of time to get your defense to stop and maybe even put 3 points on the board, but Coach believes in this offense to work for him, so let's see what happens.
4th and 10 as Mazengill is going to air it out again to Lorio. He's tried to get the catch off. It's incomplete. Lorio wanting a pass interference. He's not going to get it.
It's all clean, buddy. Hate to tell you, that's just great defensive play by the secondary. Again, defense upset because they're out here for so long and they're doing all the great plays. So let's see if Luchtefeld can get his 4th pick of the night.
So now a turnover on downs. As the Stripes try to march it down the field again. Another opportunity aired out as pass intended for Maddie Spackman. Incomplete. You can already tell that the Stripes are trying to put this game away.
Yeah, but they have a problem, and his name is Luchtefeld. If you keep passing his way, he's going to figure out to keep up with these wideouts and either deflect it or intercept it like he has been lately.
The Stars defense has really stepped up here in the 4th quarter into the 2nd half. Knet looking, fakes there, takes it for a few yards, will stop the clock. And that's another added element to it as well, as the amount of time left for the Stars to work with. Good effort to force it to a 3rd down and force Knet out of bounds to stop the clock.
And they were able to cover every wide receiver, which is very helpful for the linemen to get that pressure on them and keep them contained.
Third down. And a scramble there on his feet still is Spackman, finally brought down by Luchtefeld.
Hello, defensive player of the game, man. Just everywhere. He is coming from the safety position and making that tackle, y'all.
Stars defense again forces a 4th and out, punt away with the clock at least winding down, and Leach will boot it away. The defense trying to get a blocked punt. They won't get it there. Back to receive is J.B. Jones from Riverside Christian, and he's just going to let it go to about the 42-yard line. And now the Stars, another offensive drive for them to work with. (29-21). This All-American 8-man football game. First and 10. It's another air out to the right side, and this time it's a reception by Hargrove. The connection between Hargrove and Bugs.
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, I keep Buzz in the game. I said it yesterday during practice. They got to keep this guy in if they're going to win this game.
And time called on near the, and another sideline warning called. And it's a 5-yard penalty against the Stars, their 2nd sideline warning. Just a 5-yard penalty on that with the 2nd violation. There's a carry to the right side by Roderick Bailey. Manages to get just past the line of scrimmage, maybe a yard gain for a 2nd and 14.
Down to the 38-yard line. They'll bring up a Team Stars, 2nd down.
2nd and 14. Left side, here's Centeno. Centeno gutting free inside of the red zone, about the 15-yard line. City of Life Christian Academy junior Michael Centeno showing up here in Gatlinburg.
And that's a perfect play for him, a nice jet sweep, and he had plenty of space to get that first down and gain even more yards, get him closer to the end zone. The Stars need that again in order to get this in.
And in motion. Up the middle. Carry for several yards after contact by Bailey. Gain of about 5.
Second down.
Bugs with Bailey to his left. In motion. Take the handoff. Bugs will keep it, but he's immediately met and brought down for a loss. Miles Richardson.
Loss of yardage on the play.
Lost to about a 3rd down and 9.
To line of scrimmage, ball spotted at the 15
Miles Richardson is a defensive lineman you're going to have to watch for if you're going to play that type and keep the ball. Because it's him you have to really worry about. Everybody else, you can do a little 50-50 at that.
Brings up a 3rd and 9 for the Stars offense. They've had their struggles inside of the red zone, only able to capitalize twice. Went inside the 20. Toss, Bugs to Hargrove. Almost got the ball, incomplete. Would have been the first down, and now 4th down.
That'll bring up 18 Stars.
You usually see Hargrove bring that in, but great pass by Bucks as well. Just able to do a 50-50 pass up there and just have this guy go up and get it, but that secondary is just too good. And it's funny because even the crowd is aware of the fakes, so, and I would be aware of that too.
Field goal attempt for Team Stars by number 38, Ryan Arrington from Lancaster.
So Arrington is going to attempt the field goal here. First successful field goal in All-American game history. 29-24, a 5-point game here in
Winter is the
Smokies.
time for families to gather, around the fireside, around the table. The time for clear mountain views and crisp mountain air. For festival lights and holiday memories. For sky-high adventures and high mountain trails. For days of shopping and nights of wonder. For the art of the gift and the gift of nature. It's the time to make memories. It's winter in Gatlinburg. Register to win a free winter getaway.
6:22 left to go in regulation. It's a 5-point game here in Gatlinburg. Again, the 11-man All-America game coming up at about an hour and a half from now is kickoff. It'll be right here on our YouTube channel as well. Be sure to stick around for coverage. As this is a lighter kick that goes to about the 15-yard line and it's picked up. The right side, Christian Chapman with the return gets to about the 22-yard line. And the Stripes will get back to work. And that's it. Carry to the right side, about the 26-yard line. That's a carry from Peyton Leach. Stars defense again has come alive here in the second half. Need a stop here, especially. I believe the Stars are only down to one timeout left. Not much they can do in terms of stopping the clock.
Just gotta believe in your defense, and hopefully they can hold them. They've been doing a great job all fourth quarter. So this is the clutch moment. You need them the most.
Left side. And carry again. There's Murphy again. And going into this game, all the players from Grace Baptist, Ezekiel Academy, and the Evangel Christian School Lightning on one side. One-sided game, 29-7 at one point. Not seen any scoring from the Stripes since the Stars have gone on this incredible run. 17-point run now. Third down, handoff up the middle. Looks like Spackman, and he's going to move the chains for a first down. So, you know, Brendan, we know it's obvious that the defensive MVP is going to be Aiden Luchtefeld. I mean, 3 interceptions on the game. He's been making tackles on pretty much all sides of the field. So Luchtefeld will be defensive MVP. And likely Christian Chapman would be your special teams MVP because of that 90-plus yard return for touchdown to start off the game, and the amount of kickoff returns he's had throughout the contest, a few good punt returns there. Who's your offensive MVP? We'll get into that as this rush up the middle for a gain of a few yards.
Well, I have 2, and they're both quarterbacks because every time they were on the field, they were able to move the chains and get scoring in. I'll have to say, and I'm going to sound a little biased because, of course, it's Cooper Connect and Bugs on the Stars. So it's up to those 2 that are tied for me.
Yeah, Connect had a rushing touchdown and a passing touchdown, making so many great plays for the Stripes. Same thing with Bugs. I mean, he's had himself a good game here in Gatlinburg. Second down as the Stars try to continue mounting this comeback, and a push there by Murphy.
It's just the impact that Bugs have. He brings a different energy to this offense when he's also on the field. Don't get me wrong, the other quarterbacks that they've had on the Stars team, they're great, but Bugs just commands differently from his offense, and he gets them in the end zone or close to it.
And trying to hand it off up the middle. A good defensive stop by the Stars. Fourth down with a loss of a yard. And now the Stars will have some time, assuming there's a punt here. Stars will have some time to march it down the field, and especially good choice to make that field goal earlier on that drive. So now instead of it being forced to a potential tie if they make the 2-point conversion, it's now setting up for a walk-off touchdown. And I believe Coach Wilson is going to run the clock down as much as he can.
The less time you give these Stars, the less you have to worry about. But
Yep. Run it down to 1:55 left to go in the game. A 4th down and 4. So not as much time left for the Stars to work with. I want to take this time to give a special thank you to the city of Gatlinburg, being a great host to the All-American Games. Of course, the Gatlinburg Chamber of Commerce doing such a great job with not only the ones that have sponsored this event, but all the local businesses taking in all the commerce and open and welcoming for everyone involved in these All-American Games. Also the lodging places that have been, including the Greystone Lodge, and local hotels and everything. It's a
beautiful hotel.
Gatlinburg is always one of the better experiences that we have throughout the season. And special thank you, of course, to Gatlinburg Pittman High School hosting All-American Games. Last year didn't because of COVID restrictions. Had to get more spacing, and down to about the 17-yard line, the Stars have a 1:43 to work with to potentially mount one of the greatest comebacks in All-American history. We're down by 22 points.
And if I'm JJ, I'm putting in bugs and I'm telling them, hey, this is your game right here to win. If you can just keep doing what you've been doing, we'll score, we'll win this game, and you'll be the big MVP and the savior of this game.
Well, all 207 of you watching, this comeback it's been great to watch as Bugs scrambles, looking, he's going to keep it, loses the football, and the Stripes recover it. Bugs loses the football.
And that's a tough hit to take and keep the ball in your hands. What a great hit by the defense, able to pull that ball out. You just hate it for Buzz because you know he was going to take off and try to do as much as he could in this drive.
Tried taking it on the sideline, good defensive awareness, and now with no real timeouts to work with, the Stripes can take victory formation. Or maybe get a few more snaps in since it's the final high school game of these seniors. Likely get a few snaps in just to run the ball, get some reps in for players, and what could have been a good march down the field is now a final moments here as Sharp rushes it up the middle. And final timeout used by the Stars.
Timeout, Team Stars.
.128 remaining in regulation. Last timeout used by the Stars. Stripes just have to hold on to the ball.
And just run that clock down as much as possible.
Hand off to Sharp. Defense stops him. And
Ball carried down to the 27, Friction 22-yard line. They'll bring up a team stripes.
what a game. Stars tried to mount a comeback, got that field goal later in to make it a 5-point game.
Ladies and gentlemen,
And
immediately following the game, the teams will meet at midfield. And tournament game director Andrew Capps and event coordinator Tim Smith will present overall.
this wraps it up with about 3rd and 5.
Awards.
And one final play to run.
Get their pictures, and then you may head to the field to get pictures.
As Sharp takes it up the middle, stopped by the defense, and looks like that's going to be the final play of regulation.
Back to the line of scrimmage.
And both teams will head to their respective sidelines, and that is going to do it here in Gatlinburg. Well, for the 8-man football world, it's the final game to occur for 2021, and it's Team Stripes, coordinated by Coach Hagen Joyner and Hunter Wilson. They take the victory in Gatlinburg, Tennessee. 29-24, the final score here in the Smokies. Thank you for watching 2021 Gatlinburg All-American 8-man football game. And the 11-man game coming up at 2 o'clock Eastern for its kickoff. Be sure to stay tuned for that. And we will stay here as they will announce the offensive, defensive, and special teams players of the game. We won't be on the field for that due to the weather conditions, but we'll stay here to hear those players announced.